Welcome to another special episode of Revelation Resolve. Today we are going to be talking about spirituality because a lot of people are confused about spirituality. Some think it's a belief system, and only a few know and understand that it is actually divine knowing. Because there are actually levels to awakening. And the first level, of course, is intellectual awakening. And this is where everybody is. Everybody who claims that they are awake, most of them are in the stage or the state of intellectual awakening, because this happens when you start realizing the cracks in the system, you know the inconsistencies, the things that you can see and tell that no, this can't be it. No, you see the biases, you see the manipulation in church, how the system uses fear and systematic conditioning to subjugate us into submission. They're using fear, and systematic conditioning. Things like how we are taught to sleep, how we are taught to chase comfort. All these things put us in a compromising condition, both physically and psychologically, which is why people are trapped. You know, yeah, the system brainwashes us to keep collectively uh, each other. We keep each other trapped. You know, and how like the system uses poverty and scarcity, which are just tools, basically, because they don't really exist. Poverty and scarcity don't really exist. They are just tools used to maintain the world order, the status quo right now. And then number two is energetic awakening. Now, this is where the process starts, where it stops being just an intellectual thing, but an internal thing inside of you. This is when the shift really begins. You stop struggling to fit in because you see the patterns. You start seeing society for what it really is, which is a mental prison. Society is actually a mental prison. So whatever you do, it makes no difference. Whether you're trying to fit in or you're trying to stand out, the circumstances won't change. You realize that it is your duty to actually try and liberate people by enlightening them, by teaching them information, that they need to kind of catch a wake up, to kind of see through the whole thing, because you have to understand that humanity are blind. They are blind to this clarity. They are blind to new ideas. They think it's always been like this and it is always going to be like this. So it is your duty to try and challenge the status quo, even though the resistance will be insurmountable. But it is your duty to actually try and develop a strategy. And by now, you are really searching for answers. Now that you've acquired your energetic awakening, you're searching for answers. We have started practicing meditation, So yeah, now it's no longer just about what you can see, but you can start to feel your greatness as well. And the last stage, which is always evolving. It's not like you arrive at this state of mind and you reside there. No, it's always evolving. So now you embody spirituality, spiritual embodiment. This is another level to spiritual awakening. By now, you are not just awakened, you're also aligned. You practice spiritual alignment through meditation. You sleep differently. You have divine knowing, you have faith, you speak with conviction, you have acquired grounding techniques, because trust me, nothing is as important as grounding in this world. If you're ungrounded, then you are probably abusing alcohol, you are addicted to drugs, you are heavy on medication, you are just doing something to make sure that you stay afloat, if you're ungrounded. So you have to be to find grounding techniques, and this includes the way you sleep at night and meditation, and all the answers are on this channel. So just go through the videos, practice every day, like search information, find out about herbs, how you can use herbs to actually continue the fight. So by now, when you embody spirituality, spiritual embodiment means that by this time you are happy, you are better off than the rest of the world. You're not holding on to the materialistic idea of things. You have mental clarity, and you can connect the dots now that you have your fifth dimension state of mind. Now you have your fifth dimension state of mind. I'll try and explain the dimensions quickly. So reality in itself, it's three-dimensional. You see the length, the height, the breadth, right? And then because of your perspective, which is your eyesight, your touch, your taste, that makes the fourth dimension, 3 plus 4. And then because you have a blind spot behind you, that is the fifth dimension. So when you have the fifth dimension, you are looking at life from a global perspective, from the plan view. Now you can see all sides. You can't, the blind spot is removed. You can see at the back, you can see at the front. When you have your fifth dimension state of, that is why when you have your fifth dimension state of mind, you can travel the cosmos, you can astral project, your perspective, how you see things now. It's no longer in a straight line. It travels. You can travel to and from, the back and the front. You're not only looking at things from a straight line. You can do an entire 360 when you have your fifth dimension state of mind active. You have constant encounter with the spiritual worlds. Sometimes you actually even you have an astral project. This is when your soul leaves your body, projecting upwards, and you start to travel the multiverse, the parallel universes. By now you have lucid dreams. You have little to no times of anxiety. Anxiety and depression are no longer part of your reality, or as often they don't occur as often as they did. You are not bound by fear by now. You are 100% behind social cohesion and community building. You're no longer on survival mode. You are on collective liberation. You're no longer thinking individualistically. You're thinking of humanity as a collective, because this is what we need to do going forward. We have to come together. Together we can do more. Together we can do way more to liberate each other than we can individualistically. So yeah, hopefully from now on the different levels of spiritual enlightenment. It's not a belief, it's divine knowing. One thing, the problem is that people are at different stages, and on this channel you actually have the formula. You have to practice every day, change how you live your life so that you can embody the spirit and get the light that will guide you to others. And don't be afraid to share information, because when you have this information, you already have divine protection. It doesn't matter what you share this with, they won't use it against you, because you will be in the same WhatsApp group. Dango.